The art of mindfulness is something that is greatly overlooked in our ever-changing, evolving culture. We want to do things fast, instantaneously. And the art of mindfulness and being present and grounded is a long-lost art. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 things you must do to become more present, mindful, and grounded in your everyday life. So stick around and check it out. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and I help people to find their center. In this video, as I just said, I'm going to share with you 3 things you need to do to become more present and focused. And if you do these things, they will change your life. So I've had the privilege of going to Blue Cliff Monastery a little while ago when it was open, and they're Zen Buddhist monks, and I got to spend the weekend with them. And they invite people in, and you get to be a part of their rituals and daily activities for a weekend, and it was incredible. They had such discipline and structure, and everybody that stayed there was parents, there was children, there was people, other guys like me that went, and everybody pitched in. It was a very cohesive, very smooth, process, and it was awesome. And one of the things that I got to talk to some of the monks, and I asked them for some tips on how to be more mindful, how to be more present and practical. And a couple of them have emphasized that energy flows where attention goes, meaning we can literally only do one thing at a time. So we're so busy on our phone, we're so busy doing this. I'm guilty of that as well, trying to listen to this email, trying to write an email while listening to this, trying to do this, trying to multitask. And when you do that, if you're doing 2 activities at once, you're actually splitting your attention in half. So you're giving 50% of your attention to this and 50% of your attention to that, instead of just knocking out that one email and moving on and being done and moving on to the next thing. So the first tip I'm going to give you is straight from the monks, when they said literally do one thing at a time if you can. If you're brushing your teeth, brush your teeth. If you're playing, play. If you need to work, work. Be focused and do that one thing that you're doing with 100% of your attention, energy, and effort, and you will not feel as scatterbrained, you will not feel as lost. So you need to focus like a laser on that one thing. You want to grow in your business, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're scattered, in your day-to-day life, that's going to translate to your business. That's going to translate to your healing practice. That's going to translate to your relationships. That's going to translate to your connection with yourself. So what you need to do is focus and do one thing at a time. The second thing you need to do is you need to ground yourself. You cannot be and do everything at once. So it kind of plays into the first one. You cannot be in 100 different directions at once. You wonder why you're so scattered and exhausted and nothing is working for you. It's because you're giving your attention and energy to too many things, and you're not grounding yourself. You're not working on that earth element, that root chakra, that being present right here, right now. It's the only thing, and the only time that exists is the present moment. They call the present a gift. So by focusing on your highest priorities in the morning, by making a short list of things, 3 to 5 things that you could knock out so you get on a roll, by grounding yourself and make sure you're eating right, taking care of yourself, grounding, rooting. Now is the time to start eating root vegetables as we move towards winter. As we move towards fall, it's time to start working with the metal element in Chinese medicine. It's the time to start to transition to winter and work with the seasons, work with the changes. And humans are the only ones that are usually pig-headed and dumb enough to not work with the seasons. Even the animals, nature, everything has a rhythm. Now we're here in the Northeast, the weather's cooling off. As you can see, I'm in this hoodie, so I'm working with the energy of the seasons. So focus on the doing one thing at a time with 100% of your attention and energy, and get it done and move on. And you want to ground yourself and make sure you're fully present and focused. And number 3 is you want to start to try to channel and feel your emotions fully. And what I mean by that is, we're, as a society here in the Western culture, we've had a stigma where it's okay to own, like, for men to show anger, and it's not okay for women and whatever, and forget about LGBTQ and non-binary people. But we don't fully feel what we're feeling. If you look at infants and toddlers, they're the masters, man. There are ascended masters and wise beings. Why? Because when they're hungry, they are mindful and focused on that thing. They fully cry if they're crying, and then they move on, and then they're happy. So they're the masters of their emotions. So by focusing on that one thing, giving it 100% of your energy, by grounding yourself, your energy, and doing that one thing at a time, and by fully feeling what you're feeling, notice it in your body. Where are you feeling pain? Where are you feeling stuck energy? If you went through a heartbreak or a breakup, you might feel it in your shoulders, because that's connected to the air element. It's connected to the energy of movement. So are you fully feeling it? Most of us go through life in front of a screen without actually connecting, without actually finding your center and connecting heart to heart with people. When was the last time you gave someone a hug? When was the last time you fully felt what you're feeling? If you're breaking up, if you're excited, if you're passionate, when was the last time you've really felt something? When was the last time you were so moved? When was the last time you were so angry that you just went out into the woods and started screaming? Or ripped the phone book in half? Or when was the last time you fully felt deep emotions? We're not Borg. We're not, we're so focused on the screen that we're turning into these AI beings. And that's not these are tools, man. We're not, freaking robots. So again, you want to fully focus on the one thing at a time. Make lists. Get up early. Knock those high priority activities out at once. You want to ground yourself. Eat root vegetables. Potatoes are really good. Carrots, beets. Foods that put you into your body so that you can feel what you're feeling and be present to that emotion in that moment and let it go. That's the problem, and that's what happens with energy and trauma, is that instead of us just allowing it to come up and move through us, we stay stuck. We trap the energy into our body and it stays stuck, and that's what creates disease. So you want to move towards wellness by being mindful and taking back your power, and notice in your body, where do you feel that anger? Where do you feel that heartbreak? Where do you feel that joy too, So again, smash that thumbs up button. Check out more content for tips on mindfulness. And again, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Peace and namaste.